Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So, today we are here for our Articleship CA Inter CA Final guidance to our fellow aspirants. And I'm happy to tell you that we have about 35 already joined people. And we're going to have the part one right now, where I'll take up the doubts, the common doubts which we all have. And let's hope that the session goes well. Do you guys want to say hi?
Hi, CA Didi.
Hi,
Hi,
CA
CA
Didi.
Didi.
Hello.
Hi, CA
Hello.
Didi.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we'll start. Okay. So the first query that I had was from Yashasvi. She's saying that given that she has 5+ attempts in CA Inter and she has an ongoing internship experience with the CA firm for 8 months, what are the chances of her being selected in a Big Four or a Big Six company? Further, she wants the preparation strategy for resume and her interviews. See, guys. One thing you must know is that be it your CA final, be it your CA intermediate, attempts do matter. Okay, I'm not going to deny the fact that attempts don't matter, they do. And 5 attempts, however, they matter a lot. Okay, so what I can guide you with is when you have attempts and you know that you have had attempts before also. So you should seek references and you should seek strong references. For example, directors, partners, managers, when they are referring you, always you're going to land with good interview opportunities because I have seen the aspirants who don't even have attempts, who have either cleared in the first attempt, even they don't get interview calls because they don't apply correctly. All right. So what you should ideally do is firstly follow path where you know that for sure you're going to get an interview call. All right. Second, you should always try to aim for better references. Asking an article trainer to refer you is not going to land you anywhere. Okay. I myself have referred a lot of articles, they haven't gotten jobs because of the competition. But I have referred a CA, he got a job. So in CA articleship, you have a lot of competition. All right. That's why you should try for senior references, even if you have attempts, you don't have attempts. And I have had articles working in EY in the same team, in the same office where I work, and there they have had 4+ attempts and still they're in EY. So ऐसा नहीं है that you won't get into the big fours or big tens. You can get into the big fours, but ultimately it depends upon the references and how well you perform in the interview. And that's what she's asking further. She's asking what are the interview tips, what are the CV tips. So, see, your CV must be spectacular. It should be of one page only if you don't have any work experience. Furthermore, it should have something which makes you stand out from the other candidates. It should reflect your participative nature, your leadership skills, your communication skills, the very fact that you have always tried to outwin and outsmart everybody else. All right. That is something you should reflect in your CV. And talking about your interviews, you should be confident. You should know your concepts. You should be able to express them well. You should work on your communication skills. Good English is a good example. Okay, good English does not mean you have good vocabulary. Good English means that, like, I am talking without fumbling, you talk like that. Even if you're using easy words, it doesn't matter. English is just a language, okay? It is just a medium of communication. You should know how to answer, what to answer. Correct. Furthermore, confidence, body language, dressing up nice, and staying formal in the communication, something like that, everything works out. And if you further want any interview tips, I've shared a whole video. If you want spoken English tips, I've shared another video on YouTube. You should watch those. They are fruitful and they will benefit you. Okay. So I'm not sure if Lavisha is here, right? No, this was of Yashasvi. If she's here, I think I've answered your query. If you have any further doubts, please
Thank you.
message.
Thank you so much.
No worries, no worries. All right. So now Kavya has a doubt that she cleared her CA intermediate in September second attempt. She wants to join the top 10 CA firms in Bangalore statutory audit. I want to know the information about GD and how to prepare for that round. Excellent question. See, Kavya, first of all, if you want to aim for statutory audit, I think only Big Tens offer a niche category in a domain. The mid-size firms, they don't offer such as articleship opportunities in one domain. They will offer you overall experience. So what you should try doing is aim for the Big Tens. Even if it is your second attempt, I don't think it will be an issue. But since you had appeared in the September attempt, it may cause a problem because now day after tomorrow the Jan results will come out, correct? So those candidates will be preferred over the September candidates, but it doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. Again, try applying with some senior authorities reference. Of course, you'll get good interviews. And talking about your GD, see, any of the recent topics, for example, that GST on popcorn wala thing which happened, caramelized popcorn wala, this can be a discussion. Then your budget ka jitna bhi discussion hua about that 12 lakhs exemption, right? All those things, they can be a good topic for your GD. AI is a very famous topic, which is I've seen almost in every GD. You may have some social issues also. For example, that movie came Mrs., right? So it has left a spark of debates and everything on social media everywhere. Okay. Then further, the US deporting Indians. All these current affairs, they can be good topics for your GD. Furthermore, you may have some social topics also. For example, uh, some rape, like all these topics are not generally asked, but they can be asked in GD. I'm not saying that every time they will be asked, but it depends again on the person, the HR who's conducting the GD. And how to prepare for a GD, I'll try to make a video on that because it is a long discussion. But all I would say right now is work on your communication skills, work on English, and further listen and talk. In a GD, you will have other people also telling you things, okay? So you should listen what they're telling, and then even if you don't know the topic, suppose it's AI, okay? I have zero clue about Chat GPT. Let us suppose that. So even if I don't know something, I would rather listen to somebody. I would be like, okay, adding on to what she said, her name, suppose her name is Kavya. So I'll say, adding on to what Kavya said, I would like to say that this is how this topic should further go on. This is how this is how India will see the progress, something like that. Okay. So this is ideally how you should prepare for GD. You should always be in a queue that if that you have to showcase to the HR who's sitting there that you were listening, you were attentive, and when you tell them that Kavya said this, so they would know that you were listening and you were participative enough. All right. Try these things in GD. In GD, you will rock. GD it is a mere debate, okay, nothing else, but you should be able to express yourself. That is the ultimate goal. All right. So next question is of Vanshika. She's saying that she completed BCom honors from DU Shivaji College, registered CA through direct entry route, completed Group 1 in May 24, September 24, fell short of marks, waiting for Jan results. All right. Her query is that she should continue CA or not. She's feeling job based on graduation in Big Fours, want to do CPA, earn money, other interests. Okay, fine. See, if you think of leaving CA just because you've had attempts, it's not a good decision because I have known a lot of good CAs who did not leave the profession because all everybody has a different journey in CA, okay? Some people might have a lot of attempts, some people may not have attempts, but ultimately doesn't decide that you should leave CA or not. See, you अरे यार तुम कुछ सोच के सीए में आए होगे ना एंड व्हेन यू जॉइन दिस कोर्स यू वुड हैव नोन व्हाट इज द रिस्क so I don't think that on the basis of the fact that since you have attempts, and I don't think you have much attempts, you have only 2 attempts. So if you think that because of this uh you want to leave CA, it's not the right decision. But if you think that you're not enjoying the subjects and you think that there's something better for you, you can do that. And see, getting on the basis of your BCom into Big Fours is not going to help you because we were openly told during our college placements that if we try to get into the Big Fours without any other extracurricular degree, if we just go on the basis of BCom, we won't have any promotions in life. We'll only be stuck to one role. So there isn't any benefit. Even if you join a Big Four now on the basis of your graduation, you might get a good package. Like you might get 50, 60,000 per month, but it will remain static for the rest of your life. You won't get any promotion. So I will not recommend that. And if you're looking for CPA, then you can switch. If you want to get into America, of course you can switch. You can try and get into CPA, but I don't think you should leave CA unless there's a very strong reason that you want to leave CA. All right. Chitrakshi had a query that I'm confused whether to join the Big Four 6, 10, 20, in which there are specific domains. We'll get to work under one domain or a mid-size firm. I'm desirous of commencing my own practice. And her query two is that if she joins into one domain, for example, internal audit, how will she get to know tasks relating to taxation? All right, good query. So your basic query, basically, Chitrakshi, is that you want to, okay, you don't know how to choose between the big fours and the mid-size firms. It's okay, it happens. See, ideally, what happens is that irrespective of the fact that you want to start your own practice or not, because even I want to start my own practice, it depends upon your interest areas. You can have a practice that is having all the domains, but at the end of the day, even you need specialization because you will want to focus on one type of client, right? So what happens is that in Big Fours, yes, we do get exposure to one area, but that's because we work extensively in that area. We will have clients only of that area, and our audits go on for 3 4 months. Okay, that is why it is one domain. But at the end of the day, you are getting something to learn. And even if you are into internal audit, so you will have exposure of a lot of things. ऐसा नहीं है ना कि उस client का tax नहीं है. You will get some exposure of the other domains also. Like you will have to check whether they have paid the TDS correctly, TCS correctly, GST. We have separate tabs for GST in all our work papers. Okay, we have to track the GST payments. We track everything. We track GSTRs. We track everything that you think can come out of. We also do our recos, the GST reconciliations. So ऐसा नहीं है कि audit में आगे you won't have tax, but yes, the kind of learning mid-size firms offer, वो learning तुम्हें Big Four में नहीं मिलेगी. Big Four में it is it is said you are going to be into one domain only, and that is the truth. I'm not going to deny that, but you have to choose आपको क्या सीखना है. In Big Fours, you don't just learn work, you learn a lot of things. You learn professionalism, you learn communication skills. आपकी बाकी बहुत सारी trainings होती हैं. You get to learn a lot of other things. हमारे regular sessions होते हैं on stock market, AI, business etiquettes, लर्निंग डेवलपमेंट हमारी बहुत तरह से होती है, बहुत सारे फील्ड्स में होती है. वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, वी गेट ट्रेन्ड इन अ लॉट ऑफ वेज. ओके, and we are expected to meet the deadlines. So that kind of grilling is required for a person who wants to start their own practice so that they know what it is to like under work pressure. But not all mid-sized firms will teach you that. I know there are a lot of good mid-sized firms, but not all teach that. So at the end of the day, it is your choice. I'll try to make a video, Big Fours and mid-size comparison, and hopefully that's useful to you. At the end of the day, it is your decision. I'll be very honest, I joined Big Fours because of the stipend. मेरा लर्निंग वगैरह, बिकॉज आई हैव हैड फैमिली मेंबर्स हु हैव देयर ओन सीए फर्म. सो अगर मुझे किसी से कुछ सीखना होगा तो आई कैन जॉइन देम फॉर सम टाइम एंड आई कैन लर्न. बट आई वांटेड टू जॉइन बिग फोर्स बिकॉज ऑफ द एक्सपोजर. जितना जितना यहाँ पे हमें रिस्पेक्ट मिलता है एंड जितना स्टाइपेंड मिलता है, ऑफ कोर्स दैट आल्सो. एनीवे, नेक्स्ट
जी
पर्सन.
मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना कि अनटच रह जाएंगे बाकी डोमेन अगर हम
नहीं
बिग
नहीं,
फोर ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं तो फिर?
ऐसा नहीं है. सी if you think ना that you will join mid-sized firms and you will get domain experience of every domain, ऐसा भी नहीं है. It's not कि हर mid-sized firm सब कुछ सिखाएगी. मतलब अगर सपोज वो टैक्स भी कर रही है, वो ऑडिट भी कर रही है, तो वो उस लेवल का नहीं होगा जिस लेवल का बिग फोर करता है. बिकॉज अगर बिग फोर है तो वो ऑडिट में फिर वो बिल्कुल घुस जाता है. फिर हम ऑडिट की एक एक चीज करते हैं. हमारा सब कुछ ऑटोमेटेड होता है. करेक्ट, हमारे सैंपल्स तक ऑटोमेटेड होता है. हमारी क्रेडिबिलिटी ज्यादा होती है बिकॉज वी यूज सर्टिफाइड सॉफ्टवेयर. सिमिलरली टैक्स हमारा बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होता है. सो दैट वोंट बी द केस फॉर योर मिड साइज फर्म्स. बट अल्टीमेटली मिड साइज फर्म्स विल टेल यू हाउ टू ब्रिंग द क्लाइंट्स. बिग फोर्स में वी डोंट नो हाउ क्लाइंट्स आर इन्वाइटेड टू द कंपनी. Okay, it is the directors only who make the clients come into office so that our company can have business. ये सारी चीजें you see guys, I know you're writing in the chat. I will respond to that, but abhi ke liye let's focus on the queries that I have selected already. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Sapna. Next, I've cleared C intermediate in September 24, looking for articleship, not getting any response, didn't get any revert back. Already 4 months, what should I do? Lavisha. Guys, see. Uh, please don't use Hindi. Okay. Guys, see. I'll be very honest. September candidates, I know that your vacancies have been slim, but since the past 2 months, in January and February, I have seen big tens vacancies almost every day. So please don't blame the vacancies क्योंकि मैंने बहुत vacancies देखी हैं हाँ like the vacancies have not been that much. However, they were for May 24. But yes, for September 24, I've seen people getting into big fours. I've seen people uh, even trying better firms. So it's okay. But to be very honest, since January results will come out day after tomorrow, there is a high chance that those candidates will be preferred over you all. So I will say what I've always said. You should have a backup option. If you have a backup option, keep it ready and keep applying elsewhere also. I'm I'm going to be very honest here. You may not get into Big Fours because of the January attempt, because their results are going to be announced. So firms will of course prefer the people who have qualified earlier than you, later than you, correct? So now what you should do is you can seek higher references, partners, directors, managers, their references, and you can try for good interviews because it's not like कि मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा but now see now how many people have been waiting from since the September attempt. Even that's an issue. You have competition. Even the Jan candidates have competition because the people who had qualified earlier, even they are going to apply. So that is the case. You should have a backup. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But keep applying. Since you have a last day to register, right? You still have last day to register. It has not crossed yet. Okay, Lavisha's round is done. Nitesh. Hello, I gave my result, my attempt in Jan 25, waiting for result, want to get info of top firm. So I wanted to, what are the key steps? Definitely help me to land. What should I do? Okay. See, since your results are going to be announced, so a lot of vacancies will kick in on LinkedIn on the careers portal. So what you should ideally do is keep an eye out, keep applying, keep a track of all the active HR email IDs, and further you can try to seek references. That's for Jan candidates. And about the top firms, see, it depends upon your domain and what kind of future do you want. If you want mid-size firms, you have to select a city because in Delhi there will be different mid-size firms who are the topmost, and in South there will be different. So if to choose that, then big fours all over India they are nice, but yes, in South the big fours have more business. They are more, I feel, better working culture. So that's all for the top firms. Another query, how much English speaking will be required? I meant it is less than advanced. See, about English, English is just a language. It is a medium of communication, but in Big Fours, English is something which decides your future. Will you ever be here or not? Because in India, sadly, English is seen as a status of priority, something which tells you that you are more educated and you know more in life. So I'll say that if you have basic English, like I'm using right now, I don't have a very fluent English, okay? I have fine English, which people can understand. You use that kind of English with fluency, with easy to moderate words you use, and don't fumble. That's the English you want. We don't have many foreign clients, and even if we do, so what happens is, okay, I'll give you an example. See, I work for Oracle China. So we get their invoices in Chinese language. So what we do is we use the Google Lens to translate it. But as such, EY Bangalore and EY Beijing is auditing China. So we have our work divided. So even when we communicate in English. So I think for that you can have basic English, but we don't communicate with the client. We communicate with our, like this was a group audit. So we were communicating with our firm only. So I think for that you will require English. I'm interested in industrial training. Would it be good idea to join Big Four or better off joining midsize and then going? Okay. Your key factors are work, study, balance, exposure, brand value. You do not intend to practice in the future. See, Vishnu, it doesn't depend honestly, on your whatever factors you said, work study balance, exposure, brand value, because when you're aiming industrial training, get that in mind that you will be under a lot of pressure. So as such, all these things become irrelevant because as it is, you want to go for industrial training, irrespective of the fact if you join big fours or mid-size. So all your factors take a toll there. And regarding the brand value, see, I've seen people getting into industrial even when they have done mid-size. So ऐसा नहीं है that you will have to Big Four say articleship to get into industrial training. It's okay. Big Fours will always give you an edge over the other candidates because Big Fours give you that kind of environment where you can Pooja, see, I see you have a lot of doubts. You have sent at least 20 messages, but I'm trying to cope up here everything. Okay. I will request you to please note down all your queries and send me that on WhatsApp. I will take all your queries. Please don't send here. As I was saying, Vishnu, irrespective of the fact you join Big Four or midsize, it will not affect your work study balance, exposure, brand value. Yes, it will impact. You might get easy interviews in industrial training because if suppose you've done from midsize, then applying your CV, you might get rejected. But a person who has experience in Big Fours, of course, he's going to have his first interview for sure. That is for industrial. Then, Big Four's workload is obviously on the higher side, but how much? I mean, it is so bad that I end up compromising my preparation. A lot of CA final rank holders still emerge from Big Four. I love the question. See, doesn't matter if you have workload or not. Your preparation is at the end of the day in your own hands. I work in Big Fours. How do you think I'm able to organize this 3 hour session? Because yesterday only I completed all my targets which I had for this week. Next week, I'm going to the zoo with all my intern friends. So that's how we manage our work-life balance. It is irrespective of the fact people who are into mid-size or into big fours. I have rarely seen people who tell me that do from mid-size you will aim a rank. Arey, have you seen CA Shivam Mishra? He was in KPMG. Come on. Even he got AIR1 and he got the highest ever marks before the last attempt of CA final, correct? So that's not it. Irrespective of the fact that which firm you're in, you can always aim for rank. It only depends upon your preparation and how much work pressure we have. See, it depends upon the season. Soon the audit season will start and we'll have to work till 1 a.m. in the office, and that's normal. But there are days when we don't have much work pressure. So on those days, we cover up our entire syllabus. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, so what I'll do is there have been a lot of chat queries. I'll take that. We have only 5 minutes left, then we'll have your short break. How to register? Okay. Okay, Pooja has the first question. How to register for public speaking and seminars and participate in the same? Public speaking seminars. See, you can try the ICAI events. All the ICAI events will have public speaking, some competitions they will have. I participated in a Teachers' Day elocution. You can try that. It's generally helpful for that. Furthermore, you have thank you for conducting. Okay, this is fine. Mm, okay, any more questions? How to join register? Arey, how many? Partner reference and Deloitte reference a manager, but his 90 remains second. See, it doesn't matter if you have a family reference or not. You can simply just try for uh, references who are people who are wanting to refer you. Even if you have a cousin in some company, it doesn't matter. You can text up people on LinkedIn. Even if you don't know them, they're willing to refer you. So don't worry if you don't have references. It's okay. It happens. Anshika, I got a offer from CLA Global for a forensic audit, but I don't know whether this firm is good. See, when I have no idea about this firm, what you should do, Hitesh, is search this firm on Google, try contacting the execs and articles of this firm and understand whether it is a good firm or not. Try understanding the clients. On the basis of the clients, you will get to know whether it is a good firm or not. I'm in touch with the partner of forensic auditing ASA. ASA is a good firm. So I think ASA I've heard. ASA you can join. Even I was considering ASA for me. ASA, APT, you can join these firms. Aptitude tests, see, it depends upon your this thing domain. So what aptitude tests generally have are aptitude tests will have English, of course. They will have logical reasoning, your domain related questions, personality related questions, and of course they will have current affairs. So that's for your aptitude tests. Further, see, regarding the attempt, I already told even if you have attempts, you can get into CA, you can get into CA articleship in Big Fours if you have good references. Uh, EY Gurugram has vacancy, but it closed to should message for reference. See, if the vacancy is closed, then it doesn't matter. If you want a reference, see, very simple. If you want a reference, simply message the people from the big fours who are working in that location in that domain. Suppose you want EY Gurgaon contact. What you do is on LinkedIn search EY colon Gurgaon colon director. You will find a list of directors. Search the director who works in your desired domain. Message him, sir, please refer me. There's a vacancy. Share that post. He will refer you. That's how it happens. Then